So the Chicago Bears just sent a big-time message, and we're talking about Kyler Gordon specifically. He just got a huge extension. Yes, it does reset the market at nickel corner, but I'm going to talk about how this is still so team-friendly and also a couple other things. There's a message that was just sent with this deal to not only Bears players, but the entire NFL. I'm going to get into that. And then this signing specifically, this contract. It's the most recent in a string of insanely team-friendly deals that the Bears have signed their top players to. Poles, he hasn't been perfect. I'm going to recognize that. But I'm of the mind there's absolutely nobody better at structuring contracts and managing the cap. More on that. And also specifically, let's look at the DJ Moore contract, the Jalen Johnson deal, and man, even when Montez Sweat was signed, the timing of his signing and what that deal looks like now, just a beautiful job. And it also follows a pattern here. 3 years only, never overextending the cap, maintaining flexibility. Poles is just keeping to his plan regarding the cap. He never wavers. He never becomes undisciplined. So lots to get to. But before I dig into that, I have a question for you guys. Leave your answer in the comments. Who's your first ever favorite football player? I'm talking a little kid, first started watching football. Who was your guy and why was he your guy? This is going to be a lot of fun in the comments. I can't wait to see your answers. So let's get to this contract here. And I'm talking about Kyler Gordon once again. Just a massive deal for a slot corner. 3 years, $40 million as an extension. And this is according to, well, of course, Adam Schefter always breaks his stories. But the deal is also said to include $31.25 million in guaranteed money. You might be like, Sean, why is this team friendly? This reset the market at corner. This contract is the richest in the NFL at slot corner. He's going to be in Chicago through 2028. There's no longer fear he's going to be leaving Chicago. Tyreek Stevenson, he's been volatile, right? I don't have to get into this specifically, but this signing, it's absolutely great insurance, and this plays right into the hands of defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. I think he has a plan to expand his role in this defense. He's going to be a foundational piece in this defense. And I also think it's a matter of perspective on this deal. It needs to be judged with a comparison to all NFL corners. If you do that, if that's the perspective, and I think that's the right perspective, this deal is no longer market setting at all. It puts his contract as the 21st richest deal at corner in the NFL. An average of 13.3 a year. I don't view it as market setting at all. I view it as extremely team friendly. So Gordon becomes, once again, the 21st highest paid corner in the NFL. 25 years old, and he was actually the first draft pick that Ryan Poles made as the Bears GM way back in 2022. It's 2 years. That already sounds like ages ago. Now we both have he and Jalen Johnson. They remain locked down under contract for the next few years. That gives the Bears a reliable tandem at quarterback for the foreseeable future. And then more specifically still, if you look at these stats, they were the only cornerback duo in the whole NFL that both finished in the top 15 in PFF ranking. That's also another feather in GM Ryan Poles' cap. So kind of looking at Stevenson, he's now under the tutelage of Al Harris, just fantastic coach. He's instilling discipline. Stevenson was already sent away to a developmental camp. Now, this isn't reform school. Lots of guys like Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, they've gone there too to hone their skills. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not disciplinary. It's just a really good thing that was the first action that Coach Al Harris did 24 hours within getting the job. He's like, I'm going to give Tyreek just a little bit of help, some extra tutelage so he can be all he can be. So I don't think he's a lost cause at all. Now, if this works, if Tyreek Stevenson, if he becomes dominant, and Allen's going to use him in a way that highlights what he does best, what a crazy trio in this secondary. And this is also a team-friendly deal because he's going to be used in a more creative and extensive way. He's not just going to be a slot corner. It's also team-friendly because of the structure. Gordon's being paid his rookie salary for 2025 still. I mean, this deal kicks in after the present one finishes. It's delayed for a year to kick in. The 3 years are actually 2026 to 28. The market's going to continue to climb. Even after 1 year, this is going to look like a bargain. Just a smart move by Ryan Poles, just extending him before he had to. Now, a little bit about his role. I'm talking about an expansion here. His role expanding is somewhat confirmed by what our defensive coordinator had to say recently. Now, Gordon, he made an impression on his new coaches before he even set foot on the field to play under them, because new head coach Ben Johnson and new defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, they mentioned Gordon early in the game as a key piece for the defense during their introductory news conferences. So this goes back a little bit, but they recognized what they had in Kyler Gordon immediately. This is from Allen on January 30th. Kyler Gordon, I think, is an outstanding nickel player. I have a vision for how we can utilize him. I think the foundation for what we want to do defensively is there. And then I'm just excited about finally getting these guys in here and us having the opportunity to work with him and see exactly what we have. This affects the draft as well. There's also no longer a pressing need to draft a corner early, and that was in anticipation that, hey, Gordon might not get signed. We need to draft someone. Poles just got it done right now. And for that reason, it's also a really good move. A little more on his fit. Granted, you guys know Gordon. He's typically lined up across from the slot receiver. That's an obvious statement. That's just what slot corners do, right? That's why they're called the slot corner. But the position in the NFL, it's actually evolving quite a bit. Allen especially. He likes to use the nickelback extensively to guard big-bodied wide receivers and tight ends. Dennis Allen also has a big use for him in run support as well. Now, granted, this isn't unique. Dennis Allen isn't the only one that's going to do this, but it's just a really predominant emphasis in this new scheme, way more than Coach Flus liked to do it. And Dennis Allen views this player as absolutely essential, money well spent. Now, let's just do a little refresher. How did Kyler Gordon get here? The Bears drafted Gordon out of Washington with the number 39 pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. He's appeared in 42 games, 34 career starts. For his career so far, his young career, 5 career picks, 2 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 1.5 sacks, and 207 combined tackles. That's over 3 seasons. And the message this sends to the NFL, it's not a secret either, is it? It's not this big mystery. For one, it continues to tell Bears players something. It continues to tell them that they're going to be treated fairly and with respect by the front office. If you trust us, if you put in the work, if you ball out for the Chicago Bears, you're going to get paid. We will take care of you. And then players talk, right? Players talk outside of the organization. Players outside of the organization see what's happening with teams. This is continuing to gain momentum as a destination. I'm talking about the destination being Hallis Hall. These new free agents in the league, they got paid, sure, but they wanted to come here. These guys that we just signed, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Grady Jarrett, like all these guys, Dio, these guys that just signed, they got paid, but they wanted to be here. And even Ben Johnson, he sees the facility. He sees the desire to do what it takes to win and bring in players and spend the money to do so. Ben Johnson came in immediately for his interview and said, I want to be here. This is the job that I want. Now, I think we're going to finally start seeing results on the field, but I'm like everybody else. I'm going to continue to be cautiously optimistic this time. Last year left a burn hole, but man, it was said early in the offseason that Gordon was a priority, and Ryan Poles, he in turn listed it as high on his to-do list. We heard from our 2 coaches. Let's hear directly from what Ryan Poles had to say previously about this. For me, in our exit meetings at the end of last season, I told all the guys in terms of future, if it was contracts coming back, anything like that, the important thing is I've got to get with our new coaching staff and see how the different players fit based on the scheme. Poles also said last month at the NFL owners meetings in Florida, we've been able to have these conversations, and I know Kyler is a guy that we want to be a part of this moving forward. They just have a really high valuation on this player. He's going to be absolutely essential for this defense. It sends an incredible message not only to the Bears locker room, but also across the league. This is a franchise that will take care of you. And we're going to look at this after next year. He's still playing one more year on his rookie contract in 2025. This deal is going to look like a bargain. And we always already have that Jalen Johnson deal that looks like a huge bargain right now, because at the time that he signed, he was a couple million below the top of the market. Just fantastic work by Ryan Poles once again on the cap situation. And we can throw stones in some of the other areas, but man, he has done a masterful job here. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Can't wait to hear what your favorite player when you were a little kid was. Let's get creative there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bear down, and we will talk tomorrow per usual. See ya.